Hey, Nick here, making a video about taking the wiper controls out. Here's the wiper arm. Here's the squirter switch, spring loaded, right? I had a customer ask me about these, how to get them out. Okay, first you take this panel off. I call this the clock tower, obviously, because the clock is there. And so the first thing you do is remove the knobs, little screws here. See the screws? Okay, take the 4 knobs off. Once you get the knobs off, take the screws out up there. See? 1 there, 1 there, and 2 on the other side. Take those screws out, and then the clock tower will drop down. Now you can pull it out. Some cars have the courtesy package where you have the low fuel light, door jar light, flasher. Some cars have that and the switches, and they can get in the way. They hit this and everything, and you got to take those out. You got to unplug them and then pull the panel out. The panel will come out, and then you can get to these. Now, I'll show you how to remove this from inside in a minute. So that's how you take this panel off, okay? Remove the knobs, remove the screws, and then it drops down, and then you pull it out and you unplug the lights and the switches if you have them. Not everybody has those. It's an option, okay? And then we'll go and I'll show you what this all looks like with this panel off. Okay, so when you take that panel off, this is what you see underneath, right? This is up. So this is up, right? Even though it's not up here. In other words, I'm just showing you how it would be on the car. This is up, and your wiper controls are going to be connected like this. Okay, like that, see? Then you have these 2 nuts like this, screws, these 2 hex screws, sorry. They're gonna be holding that down, just like that. And you take those out and this comes off. Now, the other end is gonna be attached to the wiper motor. And you have to take the cowl off, and you have to undo the wiper motor in order to get this off of the wiper motor. You have to disconnect the wiper motor to get it off, okay? But you don't have to take it off if you're just repairing this. You just have to take this part off. You don't have to take the cable off of the wiper motor if you're just repairing this. So anyway, the customer's complaint is that the switch activates itself. It goes on by itself. So this is the wiper switch here, okay? On and off, on, off, and here's the squirter switch. So here's the spring that causes this squirter switch to come back. Okay, that's the spring right there. It's held on with a clip, E-clip, see? It's got this rubber thing. Now, one of the things you can do with this rubber thing is you can turn it around. If it's bad on that side, see that? See? Then just turn it around. Now you got, see? Or use a hose. You can use a vacuum hose or something that's this size. Maybe the drain hose for the surge tank, thin-walled drain hose, that you could probably use for this. But you'll probably have this on there, just turn it around like that, see? You might want to glue it on too. Anyway, this inside, let me get a pointer. Inside here, this thing, it has a bearing in it, a ball bearing. So that ball bearing rides here. See these gear teeth, right? And this groove was made by the ball bearing. This is wear. And when yours does this, then it can no longer lock into place because it's worn off the grooves of the teeth, and now it's got nothing to lock into. See that? So that's what happens to these. When you have a situation where your squirter, your wiper switch turns on by itself, it can no longer lock into these teeth. Okay? Let me see if I can get in more. See? That's a pretty big groove. These are ruined. There's nothing you can do with that, you know? And that's the ball bearing causes this. This thing's been used a lot. Maybe it came from an area. Maybe this car was from Seattle or who knows, you know? A rainy area. Look at that. You can see it. Now, in some cases, you can clean these out. If they're not so bad, you can clean them out a little bit. You can, you know, go in there and clean them out. But this one's ruined. But you can still clean these out. You can take a, you know, one of those metal toothbrushes, right? Metal toothbrush. You can take that and, you know, clean it. Get any dirt. What happens is grease and dirt get in there, and that also helps it not to lock in. Let's look at another one. Look at this one. That one's not as bad, but it's still pretty defined. Okay? Still pretty defined. Why isn't it focusing? There we go. But it's not, God, there's just almost nothing here. So this one's probably savable. You know, clean it out. Clean it out real good, you know. This, I'm using an awl. This is an awl right here. So you can do that. Don't grease it when you put it back together again. The grease will just help the ball bearings slide right over the teeth. So you can try that, right? You can try that. This one's not too bad. Still pretty good, but it's got some wear. Not too bad, though. Now, you probably want to see how this comes apart. So let's back up. Right, so you pull this off. Okay. The E-clip. Pull the spring off. Okay. Right, another E-clip. Let me move this up. Okay, there we go. Maybe give it a little bit more of a zoom, right? Okay. Take this other E-clip off. That jerk. That one flying, here it is. Okay. God. All right. This one comes off. I should have cleaned that. Oh, it had a washer on it too, look. Had a washer under the E-clip. I'm going to back this up a little bit. Okay. That there, right? And then here's the other one. Now remember, there's a ball bearing under here. So you're not going to just pop that off. There's a spring behind the ball bearing. If you just pull this off, the spring and the ball bearing will go boing, probably make that noise too. So what you do is you do it carefully. There, see it pop out right there? There's the spring. Okay. Right there, the spring and the ball bearing. It's blurry, sorry. So this is what it looks like from underneath, right? So there it is. It comes off. That's really super easy, okay? This goes in here. The spring goes in the hole. The ball bearing goes in there, right? And then the way that I put these back together again is I just do this. Right? Pull this back a little bit. There we go. Whoops. Push that down. Why isn't it going down? That's weird. Why isn't it going down? Okay, there we go. Okay, see, it's in. See? All I did was I brought it up to here, pushed the ball down, and then slid it in the rest of the way, okay? Okay, this one is dirty. It's not going all the way. There it is. The cable's stuck. This one's rusty. Sorry. Yeah, it's stuck, but so let me pull this off again. Okay. Pull that out. There's the ball bearing and the spring. They just popped out. Okay. That comes off like that. Okay. Got to clean this shaft. Okay. And then it looks like that. So clean all this stuff. Here's the this stupid phone, man. I don't understand. I don't understand why this isn't working. It's focusing, but then it's not focusing. Okay. Oh, I guess we do that. So, okay, there you go. So you clean it with the wire brush a little bit, dig it out with the screwdriver. Okay. Yeah, see, it's not focusing. There we go, kind of. So now I'm going to spray it with WD-40 in here. Okay. Put this back in without the one other thing. This needs to be in the right position before you put this back in. I just remembered that. The cable needs to be in the right position. So with this all the way back in the off position, look where the cable at the end is. It's all the way out, see? Okay? Off position, all the way back against the rubber. Cable is all the way out, okay? So that's what we need to do with this one. Pull it, okay, there. Now I lubed it, didn't do much good, but it's all the way out now. So then that's when you'd want to put this back like that, in that position, basically in the off position. Well, it's working better now, look. See, I just lubed it. That helped. Okay, so then let's put so I'm gonna mark this right here. That's kind of halfway, right? There's the marks, okay? And I'm going to put it back together again in that position. So that's where the cable is. Okay. Cable's in the middle position. Okay. Almost, not quite. Okay, so I got it in, right? Now it's in, okay. Hear it? The detents. Okay, it's locking into position. Okay, don't grease that. You can grease the shaft, but don't grease those detents. Okay? You don't want to do that too much either. You don't want to make this any worse than it is. So try to refrain from using it too much, going back and forth too much. So that's it. That's how you do this. And then you just put it back together again the way you took it apart, Right? The washer, the key, okay, the spring, okay. So this has got to go around here. Man, can you even guys see what I'm doing? I'm not even paying attention to if you can see it or not. Stupid, sorry. Okay, there we go. Push this down. Okay, there it is. So now you got your spring tension again, right? Okay, put the last one on, E-clip. That's it. Okay, there you go. It's easy peasy Japanesey. Okay? No big deal. Good luck. Hope it all works out. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Hit the like button, please. That helps me. And comment if you need to. I answer all comments. Thank you.